Welcome to the Mediation Pack for Microsoft SCOM training presentation for the IBM Operations Analytics Predictive Insights product. In this presentation we will discuss the following topics. Overview of the Mediation Pack. Prerequisites for the Mediation Pack. Microsoft SCOM Mediation Pack data and metrics. Installing and configuring the Microsoft SCOM Mediation Pack. Deploying the data model, and data training. Support and troubleshooting. And Operations Analytics Media Resources. The IBM Operations Analytics Predictive Insights Mediation Pack for Microsoft SCOM provides a pre-built model for data ingestion. This model is then used to forecast behavior outside of the modeled range, which generates alarms. The source of the Microsoft SCOM metrics is provided by the Microsoft SCOM database as seen in the diagram in the bottom of the slide. The following is a list of prerequisites that are needed for the SCOM Mediation Pack. Predictive Insights versions 1.3.3, 1.3.4, or 1.3.5 must be installed prior to installing the Mediation Pack. Microsoft SCOM must be configured for historical collection on the metrics for every 5-minute intervals. You must also use the latest SQL JDBC driver to connect the Microsoft SCOM database with Predictive Insights. The Mediation Pack uses views that are created in the Microsoft SCOM database using the scomviews.sql file, which is located in the configuration directory in the Mediation Pack. You must run the scomviews SQL file before continuing with the Mediation Pack installation and configuration. We will now discuss the Microsoft SCOM Predictive Insights solution overview, which include the topics of the source of the metrics to be ingested by Predictive Insights. Microsoft SCOM provides a database and interface with the views and data streams for which the Mediation Pack will use to formulate content into Predictive Insights. In the Microsoft SCOM database you are able to see multiple aggregated views such as vPref Daily, vPref Hourly and vPref Raw, which contain the minimum, maximum, average, and standard deviation of the values collected. Predictive Insights requires granular data such as 5-minute, 10-minute or 15-minute interval data. The following is a list of important views used for the SCOM Mediation Pack. Perf.vPref Raw, dbo.v Managed Entity Type, dbo.v Performance Rule Instance, dbo.v Performance Rule. This slide shows the list of the OS performance metrics that are used as part of the Microsoft SCOM Mediation Pack. The MS SCOM SQL performance metrics are listed in this slide. These are the MS SCOM IAS performance metrics that are used in the Mediation Pack. In this section we will discuss how to install and configure the Microsoft SCOM Mediation Pack. In this slide we will discuss the Mediation Pack contents. After you download the Microsoft SCOM Mediation Pack, you must uncompress the zip file, which contains the following directory structure. The config directory contains the SQL file that is required to create the views in the Microsoft SCOM database. The docs directory will contain the user guide and the README files. The license directory contains the license files that govern the usage of the Mediation Pack. The PA model directory contains the Mediation Pack model, which is imported into Predictive Insights using the Mediation tool. The remaining directories are not used by this Mediation Pack. The following slides describe the steps that are necessary to add the Mediation Pack to your Operations Analytics Predictive Insights. The first step is to create the Microsoft SCOM performance views using the SQL file that is bundled in the Mediation Pack. The second step is to configure the data model. The last step is to create the topic. This slide shows the steps needed to create the Microsoft SCOM performance views. The first steps are to download and unpack the Microsoft SCOM Mediation Pack. You must then copy the SCOM Views SQL file from the bin directory of the Mediation Pack and then launch a command prompt to change to the SQL installation directory of tools/bin. Finally, run the command as shown in step 6. We will now discuss verifying performance view creation. You will connect to the Microsoft SCOM database using SQL Studio. You should then see a list of views that were created. Select a view and confirm that the data is populated as shown in the slide. The next step to perform is to configure the data modeling by importing the model file into the Predictive Insight server. Follow the steps on the slide to import the data model. Select the Predictive Insights model in the menu and click on Next. Select the Microsoft SCOM PA model file and click on OK. When prompted, click on Finish to complete the import process. We will now discuss how to configure the data source. You configure the data source by entering the data source connection details such as host name, the database name and the database user and password. Click on the Test Connect to check if the database connection is successful. If you see a connection error message, make sure that you download the SQL driver file and copy the driver file to the library directory as shown in step 5. From the Mediation tool, launch the Preferences windows as shown in the slide. When the next screen appears, click on the Predictive Insights section and provide the JDBC library path as shown in the slide. After you enter the JDBC path, you will be prompted to restart the Mediation tool. After the Mediation tool is restarted, you will verify that you can connect to the Microsoft SCOM database. You will need to change to the Model Design tab and you will see all of the metric groups for the Microsoft SCOM model. You must also synchronize the schema by following step 2 as shown on this slide. To verify that the data is appearing, select any metric group and click on the icon shown in the slide. You can add additional performance metrics at this time. The last step in configuring the data model is to create the topic. To create the topic, log into the Predictive Insights server, change to the bin directory of Predictive Insights, and then run the command that is shown on step 4 of the slide. In this section we will discuss how to deploy the data model and start the data training process. To deploy the Mediation Pack, first, right-click on the model file and select the Deploy Model option as shown on the slide. For the next step, enter the host name, database and port number of the Microsoft SCOM database. You will be prompted for the Microsoft SCOM database user and password. After you enter the user and password, click Yes to deploy the model. You will now start the data training process by logging into the Predictive Insights server, and change to the bin directory. After you have changed to the directory, run the commands shown in the slide. After the data training process has started, you can check on the process by looking at the active event list as shown in the slide. Typically, the training process can take up to 2 weeks before the anomalies are accurately predicted. When the training process is complete, you can review any detected anomalies by logging into the console and navigating to the Detected Anomalies page. To view an anomaly, right-click on the anomaly in the active event list and launch the Service Diagnosis tool, as shown in the slide. You can now review the metric behavior for the time period as shown on the slide. If you experience any problems, you can open a problem management record with IBM support. When you open the problem ticket, you must provide the product name and version of the Predictive Insight software that you are using. You must also provide the Mediation pack name and version that you have installed. When opening the problem management ticket, you must provide screenshots and extracted files by running the command shown in the slide. Also, you should provide a use case description when the problem occurred. For information on IBM Operations Analytics, refer to the URLs that are shown on this slide.